Hello and welcome. I'm going to be talking a bit about Titanfall today, so yeah, hope you enjoy. I got Titanfall, it's 2 days ago. Got Titanfall, the beta of Titanfall on PC. I signed up to it just thinking I needed to try this game, which I'd seen people kept hyping it up, but I'd never actually gotten a chance to play it before because I at Eurogamer at the huge queue. So yeah, we never gotten around to playing it, and I thought on first impressions from not playing the game myself that it wouldn't be a game for me purely because I already had my CODs, I had my Battlefield, and I felt that this was just going to add to that FPS drama, which was it's just going to be a remake of that style of game. So going into playing the beta, I thought that I had very little hopes. In fact, I had no expectations of the game, and I truly thought I wouldn't enjoy it, which was why I got the beta. Because obviously I wasn't going to spend money on something that I didn't believe would be interesting to play. But I felt I had to play it because obviously you can't judge until you've actually played this or played a game. So upon starting it up, I was actually very pleasantly surprised. In fact, I was extremely well surprised. It's a very good twist on the generic modern shooter. So it is first person. It is like a COD, but it's only the basics that are like COD. The rest is completely original and something I personally have never played or experienced before. For example, the Titans, they change the whole aspect of how you go around the map, what you're looking out for. You're no longer looking out for people just generally just walking, running around the map. You're looking above you, to the sides of you. You're constantly looking at your maps, looking for the huge triangles that are pointing out that you've got a Titan around the corner that you need to be seriously careful because they can just eradicate you and you can hardly do anything about it. But on top of this, the intensity that comes from playing this game is, again, like none that I've ever played before. COD and Battlefield, they've got their intense moments, but this is seriously on another level, and I'm, again, very happy to be able to say this. For example, you can see in the gameplay when I go in to take out a Titan, everything is going crazy because you've got all the ground people, they're taking out the anti-Titan weapons and they're all just trying to take this thing down, and then you've got the other Titans around them all firing at them. So if you jump on the top of the Titan, where you do that move where you're shooting straight into its head, you're in the middle of this huge firefight, and it is very, very interesting. Yeah, it's something you must experience, must play to really feel the true sensation of playing it. It's very, very cool. On this respect, I am annoyed that, personally being a PC player, I know it doesn't affect me, but I do wish it was on PS4. I'm not someone who's got their preferences towards a console. I don't believe in personal IPs because it's just hurting the gaming industry in a whole, but that's another story. But yes, I do wish it was on PlayStation because it's a big IP, well, a strong IP that is going to be missed. The weapons in the game are obviously limited in the beta, but they do have a very nice selection of them. They're very original. It's not like they've just copied and pasted from typical weapons you can get nowadays. They've got a very good, unique spin on all of them. Certainly, though, the anti-Titan weapons and the actual Titan weapons are extremely fun to use, and they're not reminiscent of anything you would get nowadays. Okay, you might have like a rocket launcher, but it's like a rocket launcher on steroids. It's just going crazy, which all adds to the intensity of the game. It's superb. So on that side, the guns themselves and then the attachments that you can get for them, again, limited beta, hopefully, and the full release of the game, there will be far more attachments and far more weapons. Obviously, if this was the final thing, then this would be a problem, but as a beta, it's superb. It cannot be faulted. There are, however, faults in the actual power of the weapons, which, again, being beta, you can't judge too strongly because the whole point of the beta is that things like this are picked up on. So, for example, there's a pistol called the Smart Pistol, which I'm sure many people now are aware is extremely overpowered. You've got a second, you've locked onto the person's head, bang, they're dead, straight down into the dirt. So you have got these problems where you've got overpowered weapons and they're dominating the battlefield. However, it's not a serious issue because the majority of people actually, yes, I did come across it frequently. People were just using this weapon, but as the days have gone on with the beta, I rarely actually see people using them. I think it's a bit boring. Well, it's very boring going around with just over and over using the same weapon. Just yes, you're dominating, but it does take away from the whole experience, in my opinion. Obviously, there are going to be people who love it. Whatever happens, they'll use the OP weapons and they don't give a damn. But this is actually where the Titans can really help balance the game, because this weapon, yes, it is superb against your generic infantry, but then if they come across a Titan, this weapon can do nothing. It's shit on the Titan. So yeah, on that respect, it does lose out there. I mean, yes, okay, your normal primary weapons can't exactly do a lot of damage. However, if you were to jump onto the back of a Titan and try and shoot in its head with this smart pistol, you're not going to do any damage. You would want to be using an assault rifle or something with a lot more power. Obviously, I made the mistake of using an anti-Titan weapon while shooting on the head, and yeah, I killed myself. So you can't exactly just say, oh, when you're on the head, just use the anti-Titan weapon instead of the smart pistol, because you're just going to kill yourself. So yeah, these small problems that they have in the game currently, the beta, they're really not a problem. You can easily be fixed. The beta is here for this purpose. Another problem with the beta is the power of the AI units. I've played a lot of this now, and I've heard from many people, and it's the same opinion, that the AI is just it's so dumb in the game. It's not a challenge. You can just breeze through them all, killing hundreds of them, just mow them down. Really, you might get killed by one, but that's only if they're behind you and you've just been an idiot and you're not looking at what's going on. In the final game, obviously they can just increase the power of them. They can increase their difficulty level. The thing is, they do need to be increased somewhat, but it's a lot of fun just to have them mingling around, filling up the battlefield, because you do have the problem of, well, not the problem, but the challenge of trying to kill each other. So you've got the difficult players to deal with, and this is something that's quite interesting for me when I was playing, was I might see a group of AI, but I would also need to be on the watch out for, okay, is there a real player playing among this group? Because if there was, I would need to be careful not to try and kill the AI, but to kill the person who's actually on the other end on another console or system, because they're obviously going to be the big threat. And so it did sometimes give me that thought process of, okay, just make sure that there is no person that I've got to kill first, because otherwise they could kill you, or you're just killing off people that are useless. They don't pose really any threat to you, and you don't really get any points or anything back from killing them. Yeah, you do get a bit, but it's nothing like actually killing a player. And on this point, again, the game is balanced out, because these players, the AI, aren't exactly powerful. They don't pose any threat, but at the same time, they don't really give you much reward. They do give you some, and yeah, some adds up, and it does have an effect. But again, if it's not like that you're getting the same reward for killing one of them as you are from getting a player. So again, it's not actually as unbalanced as some may think it is. The game has a few clever little tricks which I haven't really read into enough. I haven't used them enough, but they do have some few fun factors, such as burn cards, I believe they're called. They do these cards that they one-time use. Stick them on, and they give you a bit of an upgrade, a bit of a change in your game for, I think it's just one death. It's one of those things which, personally, I don't really like using them, because I never know when to use them, and so when I've used them, I always feel I've just wasted it. It's just gone. And so they're the sort of thing I would probably never actually intentionally use to try and better my game, because it would be pointless, because I would always just be aware that I had the card on, feel I need to really do well, and then I would die instantly, and then I just get angry that I just so it would be some stupid thing like that. But it's cool that they're trying to come up with new ideas to try and create a good twist with the game. And on this note, something they've done superbly is the agility that they give players. So the ability to run around all the buildings, side on top of the buildings, underneath, through the windows, anything, and just the way you can move around the map is a way that you can't do in any other FPS, or rarely you can find this in games, that you're given such freedom around the map, especially when you don't have falling damage. You feel you can challenge yourself to do some cooler moves. For example, when you're blown off the top of a Titan, you're flying sky high into the air, you're not thinking about, oh god, am I gonna make sure I land safely? You're able to just rain fire down on everyone below you, it's great fun, and it's a very good choice for them to come up with the idea of, okay, we're going to not limit the players, we're going to give them as much freedom as possible, so that the Titans don't become this overpowered beast, and then the players it's no fun because they can't get around, run away from the Titans, hide from them, and then just ambush them. On the other side of the agility and the bonuses that the agility has given the game, it does pose the problem that it could be deemed overpowered, or it could be deemed just a factor of the game, which is very useful for controlling the power of the Titans. And that is I don't know what the technical word is, but when you jump onto, as a player, you jump onto the head of a Titan and you start shooting into it. The power of that, for as far as I've found, is extremely, well, for me it feels very overpowered, because as the Titan you're pretty much defenseless unless you have the special cloud that explodes and can damage the player. But yeah, if you have that cloud equipped, yes, you can deal with people that jump on your head, but then you lose the power to have the vortex to catch all the fire that's coming in at you. And this vortex is, in my experience, extremely essential, because when you're in a huge Titan on Titan battle, you don't really have the ability to be looking where you're going if you're going to try and escape. If it's like 2-on-1, you can't be looking for a way out because you're not agile enough as a Titan to be able to quickly scan around where you're going to run to, because you're limited by your size. And so you have to use this vortex as a defense mechanism. And if you are you forced, because of this constant jumping on your head from players, to switch over to having the cloud ability, you are at a pretty significant disadvantage when you come into the Titan battle, because the amount of firepower you're able to stop, for example, a rocket, I don't know what it is, one of the rockets abilities from a Titan, you shoot 12 out of you straight away. You can catch all, that's a huge amount of firepower that hasn't hit you, and that you can, if you can hit it back on the Titan that's attacking you, you're suddenly going to be completely on the head of this. You're going to be able to win the battle. But yeah, as you have this, you're going to be taking the damage, and likely you're going to lose the battle because the other person is probably going to have the vortex, they're probably not going to have the cloud. And so yeah, I think for the final game they do need to come up with a way of balancing this power of players and the Titans having maybe a different way of both protecting themselves against the player jumping on them and protecting themselves against the Titans, maybe a half-half thing, because at the moment they only have either protect yourself against the Titans or you protect yourself against the players. There's no half middle ground, which would be nice to see. As game modes go, the beta does have the 3 game modes: hardpoint, which is total like annihilation of each other to kill anyone, and then the Titans here, it's like search and destroy, but it's just with Titans to just kill each other. I'm loving them all. My favourite has to be hardpoint. It does force, with the Titans running around, because the Titans can't capture the points, it's great fun to, and it forces you to do this. You have to get your Titan to maybe A point, B point, jump out of your Titan, jump into the point, capture the point, check yourself, have your Titan on AI mode, just running around, and then jump back into your Titan and then continue fighting, do this point to point. And it's a lot of fun because in like just general annihilation, you just want to be in your Titan, you don't ever want to be out of the Titan, and then that can really force the game into a very linear mode of just in your Titan, fighting for your Titan. You get your Titan, you're in it, and you just fight with it. Which obviously a lot of people enjoy a lot, because it's a lot of fun being in a Titan. But it's great to have the mixed up in domination, or hardpoint as they call it. And the Titan battles are very good fun. They wouldn't be a game mode I'd play a lot, but they're a game mode where if I'm feeling stressed, I just want to fire a lot of bullets, destroy a lot of shit. That is the game mode I would be playing to take out but it is a great game mode. But I'd be interested to see what other types of game modes come up with. Things like I said with the domination of forcing you to leave and then re-enter your Titan multiple times. It's a type of game mode that I would love to see more of. For example, I mean, it's typical you'll capture the flag thing, but you could have like capture the bomb, and you have to get out of your Titan to grab the bomb, and then re-enter your Titan, and then yeah, the idea of forced to leave your Titan. So it's something I like the idea of in game modes, and I hope they bring back or they bring more of it in the final version of the game. The 2 maps in the beta are superb. They're very big. I personally, before I actually played the game, I thought, well, the appearance was that the maps weren't exactly too large, because the first thought that everyone went through their mind was 6 on 6. It's nothing. These maps are going to be tiny. They're very nice big maps. They have a lot of open space and a lot of close quarter space, which is a great mix for having the Titans and the players mix up. It forces both to have their weaknesses and their strengths. I enjoyed the beta, really enjoyed the beta. If you can get a chance to get on the beta, definitely give it a try. It's changed my opinion completely of what I thought the game would be. I certainly didn't think that it was going to be the strength of an IP that it is now. And I hope that maybe in the future, very unlikely, but I do hope that something like it, or it, goes over to the PlayStation side, because it's never and I feel bad because we, as the PC and then Xbox, we're not going to see some of these amazing Kickstarter that I would love to see for the order. So yeah, the sooner the better that developers start just putting them all over to all platforms, the better. But yeah, it's unlikely to see that soon. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy the game and have good fun with it in the future. Talk to you later.